for any politician or journalist or law enforcement person, white, if you're a white politician, white journalist, or white law enforcement officer, or educator, or whatever, for you to be acting appalled or shocked and appalled at the so-called violence of black people's protests for this police murder, because murder is violent. When you kill a person, with your bare hands, especially with your bare hands or your bare knee, or your bare chokehold, that's violent. So for all of these so-called intelligent professionals like journalists and politicians and other law enforcement officers, for them to act like they're so shocked and appalled about how black people are responding to their murder and their brutality. Let me make a comparison. Which one do you think is more shocked and appalled? How black people today in 2020 are, allegedly, violently protesting or reacting to this George Floyd situation, or what's more shocking and appalling? Peaceful, welcoming natives of America and of Africa who had no clue that white people was going to get together, premeditated and organized, and get together and kidnap them and slaughter them and conquer them and enslave them from 300 to 500 years. The Native Americans, we could say maybe around 500 years of what they did. Which one of us should be more shocked and appalled at violence, at organized violence, at groups of violence? You know what I'm saying? How long has this so-called violent protest been going on? 2 or 3 days? How long has it been going on? Two or 3 days? How long has police murders and brutalities, especially white police, because that's really who run that show? How long that been going on? Oh, okay. Since the police force was established. And what was it established for? Oh, okay. It was established for slaves, chasing down black slaves and shit, right? That's what the police force was originally founded and established for. So which one is more shocked and appalling? Violent protest. So it's wrong to violently protest against violence? You know what I'm saying? Which one is more shocking? Why would they be violent? Oh, maybe you forgot, white people, or if you're really a journalist, you should have had some kind of degree in world history or something, right? Oh, but I guess, or human history, I guess y'all didn't see us as humans, remember, because your laws said it was legal to have slaves and to rape them and work them to death all of their life, and then to call them 3/5 of a human being. So I guess we didn't really qualify as human beings or journalists for you to be appalled of why, these 3/5 of a human being would then get violent. But then y'all show up and shocking all the native peoples all around the world, because we thought, y'all was some fellow peaceful human beings. We didn't know that, these people was reptilian, cold-blooded beasts that was planning to conquer and rape and pillage and murder and enslave us and kidnap us. Oh, we didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's wrong for us to violently protest against y'all's violence, right? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So all of these fake reporters and politicians and law enforcement people and whoever, if you white and you claiming that you're appalled, you're claiming that violence doesn't solve anything or whatever, like, you're a devil, you're a Satan, a pure hypocrite. Because everything that white America has gained and gotten, they gained it and got it from violence. Right? So I be hearing people say, how y'all blacks protesting white police killing y'all or violent, doing crimes against y'all when black people is killing black people? Oh, okay, that's how y'all want to play. So where did the black on black crime in North America start? Where did it start? Because when we was in slavery, you know what I'm saying, we was forced to have to do violence to other black people. Y'all forgot that part? The black on black crime in America started from white slave masters making slavers out of other black people and making them go run and track down and hunt down other blacks and whip them and torture them and wrestle them down or whatever, or stud and rape other little black women for 400 years, 300 years, right? So the black on black crime started from white people, from white slave. We wasn't doing that to each other in Africa. We wasn't doing that. We was peaceful people. That's why y'all was able to come in and deceive us and trick us and kidnap us. We must have not been too smart. You know what I'm saying? Or we were smart, but we was not smart or wise to tricks and lies. We was absolutely dumb and green and gullible to devils. To devils. To liars, to murderers, to thieves, That was not our culture. That was not our world. That was not our society. So anybody that came in with that organized agenda, that's how white people was able to take over all the original people and indigenous people through a science and an organized system of lies, tricks, lies, murder, and robbery, and enslavement. You know what I'm saying? And that's a different kind of enslavement, because the enslavement, the definition of slavery in our world before we was brought over here, slave just meant a servant. That's why the Muslims call ourselves Abdul this or Abdul that. That means a willing servant, a worker, a servant of. So you could be a willing slave. Yeah, that just means I'm a worker. You know what I'm saying? I'm employed, or if I committed a crime or something, or I owe a debt, then I just work off that debt. I'm a slave. You know what I'm saying? That term was redefined, totally redefined by Caucasians when they did what they did to us. That was not called slavery. That is called brutality. That is called terrorism. That is called torture. That is called hell. That is called putting a people through hell. That is called destroying a people. That is not slavery. Slavery is something different. Slavery is something that you can do willingly. I can volunteer to be a servant, a willing servant, or a willing slave for this cause or that cause. So don't let them trick you with that. But when they try to throw that, well, y'all killing each other, okay, where the Crips and Bloods or Vice Lords and GDs or whatever, we start killing ourselves when? When did we start killing ourselves? We wasn't doing it in Africa. We started when y'all broke us, white people, y'all broke us for 64 years in the Caribbean, in the islands, Jamaica, West Indies, in the Middle Passage, where you broke us, you know what I'm saying, in order to have these zombie slaves to be able to come all the way over here to the shores of North America. So the ones that finally came over here was all the way broken. We didn't know who we were. So we'll do whatever you tell us to. Yes, master. Yes, master. I'll go rape my own sister, master. I'll go rape my own mama, master. Yes, master. I'll go run and capture this other nigga boy, and you know what I'm saying, and beat him and hang him. Like, they used us as just brutes, beasts, after they destroyed us mentally. They knew how strong our bodies was. They knew we was naturally, physically the strongest specimen, indestructible. Immune system was immaculate, so we can live and survive in any condition. And that's the reason why they couldn't pull that off on the Native Americans, on the Native, so-called Indians, because the Indians was here on their own territory. So they couldn't rob the Indians of the knowledge of themselves. So the Indians wasn't going for it. The Indians, okay, y'all came with this superior firepower and willingness to murder and do all this beast stuff against us. We'll just starve ourselves to death, or we'll just fight to the death, and then you'll just conquer us that way. You'll never enslave us. So that's why Indians was never enslaved. because they had the knowledge of themselves. They wasn't taken away and have they had everything robbed from them, because they still had their connection to the land, this land. So even if they was Americanized and cut their hair and all of that, they still was in touch with the real language, which was their land, their territory. So they just was a broken-hearted people. They just broke the spirit. They didn't break the knowledge of them, though. That's why they wouldn't go on with the slavery shit. They'd just be apathetic. They'd just like wouldn't eat and starve themselves. Like, nah, we'll just die. You'll never make us slaves. And that's what happened with 100 million of us in the Middle Passage. You wasn't gonna make us blacks them kind of slaves neither. So 64 years it took, a whole generation. I'm 50 years old, so it took my age, the amount of time I've been alive, plus 14 more years to finally break black Africans' mind to where they can use us as slaves and take them little cubs, them little babies of that torture and terror and trauma and bring them to America. Yeah, now they'll do anything. That's like coming to America literally. Bark like a dog. A big dog. Like that's what we was. We was just little circus animals at that point. So don't get to talk about, well, why is black people killing black people? Y'all don't want white cops killing y'all, but blacks kill each other. Yeah, that's why blacks killed each other, because y'all killed us. Y'all killed us here mentally. So if you kill us mentally, then yeah, we just on remote control program. We already on self-destruction or hatred for self. We got your mind. We thinking with your mind. So if you hate us and you want us dead, and we got your mind, white folks, then we hate us and we want us dead. That's why it seems like it's impossible to pull the trigger on a white person, right? Why? Because it's some mental program. It's a mental program that we can't even pull the trigger on a white person, but we'll go unload the clip on a black child or a girl, or anyway, we'll shoot into a crowd. We don't care who no bullets hit if it's pointed at black people. We won't do none of that to no white people. So that's where your black on black crime came from. Don't run that. Why are black people killing each other? Why are black people in America? Let's not start with the why are black people killing each other. Why are black people in America, first of all? What is the last name of the majority masses of black people? Why is their last name some white person's name? That's where your black on black crime came from. Because we wasn't doing that to each other before we came to Africa. I mean, to America. So any of y'all little so-called journalists or politicians or law enforcement that's supposed to be educated, you're Satans. And that's why y'all don't want to talk or hear from nobody like Brother KAM or, my teacher, Minister Park, because they eat your ass up. Eat your ass up. And expose you for the devil or the Satan that you really are. But yeah, y'all got y'all little platforms and all that. And even the dumbest ones of us now, black people, is seeing that shit and knowing y'all talking some bullshit. And we waking up like, look at this cracker, look at this Satan trying to act like they the victims now. Like, you see how they just turn this shit into they the victims now? They're the victims of violent protests. They the victims of violent protests. America is the victim now. Nigga, y'all burn in hell, you Satans. I'm talking about all y'all. Anybody that's saying that, any Negro that's going along with their little narrative also is the enemy. And I love to be able to expose you. So you watch your mouth and shit. Because all eyes on you, Jack. Y'all Tupacs now. All eyes on y'all. Straight Satans. Yeah, always playing the victim. Now y'all the victim. I thought y'all was the ones doing the violence. I thought y'all the ones had the sticks and the guns and the tasers and the knees in the back and the choking, chokeholds and you know what I'm saying, and the rapes and the hangings in the jail cell. I thought that was y'all. How did y'all become the victim? Because y'all people control the narrative. Y'all control the media. So that's what I'm talking about. All these cameramen, I mean, these CNN and NBC and Fox News and all these media people. Okay, well, who owns the media? What is their agenda? Oh, the same people that own the media is who Trump is against, right? And that's why I say let Satan cast out Satan. Because every time Trump say fake news, he's really saying fake Jews. Because that's who owns the media. And that's who been historically playing both sides against each other. And they always sit back and come collect and get all the spoils after they make us kill each other. Yeah, fake news. He's really, that's code language for replace the letter N with the letter J. So you got to let him be able to do that. Trump is the perfect dude to go to war with that other Satan. Because if we do it, they just going to drown us all the way out. You know what I'm saying? But Trump is a big, tough, billionaire, mob boss connected, backed by 200, 300 military generals, scientists. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't brush him off like that. If he say fake news, fake Jews, you can't just brush him off like that. So that's why this thing is reaching the pitch that it's reaching. That's why Epstein and Weinstein and all of them got took out like that too, because that was Trump and his camp clapping back at the Zionist camp, because the Zionist camp is the one that owns and controls the media and the images, and they trying to get Trump assassinated. First they trying to get him impeached, say he crazy, humiliate him, then he need to be assassinated, and sending all these little minions to say that, the niggas, fuck Donald, Donald Trump wasn't the problem. Like, he is what he is, but God is using Donald Trump to whoop these synagogue of Satan people ass in a way that black people could never whoop their ass. Expose them in a way that black people in America could never expose their ass. So, not saying that he's a friend, but God made Satan for a purpose, to be able to do dirty work that his righteous people can't do. That's what they are. The devils are that. They're instruments of evil that can be used to do evil, in ways and to things that the righteous can't do. I'm not going to do that. Well, I got a little devil robot that'll do it all. That'll be happily do that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if they take this one down.